So good afternoon to everyone. So far we have discussed the control of an induction motor by providing variable frequency and variable supply voltage. So in this section now we are going to discuss about the control of an induction motor by providing variable frequency and a current source. So previously we have controlled the induction motor by providing variable frequency and variable supply voltage with the help of voltage source inverter. So in this section we are going to discuss about variable frequency control from a current source, variable frequency control from a current source. So this is the topic that we are going to discuss. So control of induction motors employing variable frequency, variable voltage sources was discussed. So in the earlier sections we have discussed the control of an induction motor by providing variable frequency and variable voltage sources. So we have discussed about the voltage source inverter, and this section considers, as I already told, that the motor control by providing variable frequency and current source. So that is called as VFCS, variable frequency current source. So earlier we have discussed about voltage source inverter. This is current source inverter. So voltage, that is variable frequency current source. That is previously earlier variable frequency voltage source inverter that we have discussed. Now voltage frequency, variable frequency and current source inverter. And we know the equivalent circuit of an induction motor and an equivalent circuit. So here we want a current source, but already where the voltage source which is available, we want to convert the voltage source into current source. Whereas we know the equivalent circuit of an induction motor, an equivalent circuit for a motor fed from the current source. So earlier we had the equivalent circuit, that is the where input voltage which we have provided. An equivalent circuit for the motor fed from current source. So an equivalent circuit. So because here current source, so not voltage source. Earlier voltage, that is variable frequency voltage source, that is VF VI, that is VF VS. Now voltage variable frequency current source, where the current source which we can obtain by converting the voltage source into current source. An equivalent circuit for motor fed from current source is obtained when voltage source V is replaced by a current source. That is, we have to replace the voltage source into current source in the equivalent circuits. That is, equivalent circuit is shown in figure 1. So here we know this equivalent circuit where the voltage source which we can convert into current source by providing a variable frequency and current source. So here we are going to discuss about variable frequency, that is variable frequency and current source, that is VFCS. So where the voltage source which is converted into current source, that is denoted as IS, that is shown in the equivalent circuit diagram. So per phase stator referred equivalent circuit of an induction motor from the equivalent circuit. So these are the stator parameters and these are all the rotor parameters referred to rotor side, and the rotor current IR dash. So IR dash which is equal to XM into IS divided by square root of RR dash divided by S. S is nothing but the slip square plus XM plus XR dash the whole square, and IR dash and the torque provided. So we have derived this equation, the torque provided by the induction motor, so which is given by the equation 3 divided by omega ms. So this is nothing but omega ms is the synchronous speed, IR dash the whole square into RR dash divided by S. So this we can also be written as T divided by omega ms, and substitute this IR dash value here, and substituting all this we can write the equation as IS the whole square into XM square RR dash divided by S divided by RR dash divided by S the whole square plus XM plus XR the dash the whole square. So you consider this is equation number 2, and the RMS value of this IM, so which we can write as IM square, which is equal to, so RR dash, already earlier we have discussed this value, RR dash divided by S the whole square plus XR dash divided by RR dash divided by S the whole square plus XM plus XR dash the whole square into IS square. And we can write the above equation, you can write this Im square as replacing this XR as, so this is the reactance value referred to rotor. So XR dash, which we can written as 2 pi LR, XL which is XR which is equal to 2 pi LR. So where this is the that is reactance referred to rotor. That's why we can write this XR dash as 2 pi LR dash. Similarly, XM as 2 pi LM and XR dash as 2 pi LR dash. And here the slip which we can refer as slip referred to rotor side, that is as SF. So here the value of Im, which depends upon the inductance value, inductance and the frequency value. So consider this is equation number 3. And equation 3 shows the relationship between Is. So the relationship between, because the value of Im square which is equal to Is square into some value. So the value of equation 3 depends upon Is, that is Is and the frequency. Equation 3 shows the relationship between Is and the rotor frequency. Rotor frequency is nothing but SF. Rotor frequency for the rated flux. Im is the rated flux. And how the speed of the induction motor that can be controlled here. The speed of the induction motor that can be controlled by varying the frequency, and the value of this Is. So by varying this Is value, we can control the speed of the induction motor by varying the variable frequency and current source, by varying the frequency and current. This is the value of current. So here the speed of the induction motor that can be controlled by varying the frequency, that is variable frequency and current source. By varying the value of this current, we can control the speed of the induction motor. So only we have derived the value of this Im here. By varying this current and this frequency, we can control the speed of the induction motor. So that's why this is called as variable frequency current source inverter. And the speed torque characteristics for this variable frequency and current source inverter, which we can draw between the parameters, speed torque characteristics, that is how to keep this torque in x-axis and speed in y-axis, keeping the current Is as constant. We can draw the speed torque characteristics of the inverter, that is variable frequency current source inverter. And the parameters which affects the speed of the induction motor are, so it may depends upon the value of Is, because the value of Im square which is equal to Im square into some value. Earlier we have discussed and we have denoted the equation that as 3, equation number 3. By controlling all this, by controlling the frequency and the value of Im, we can control the speed of the induction motor by providing variable frequency and current source. So the characteristics of this VFCS as shown in figure. So operation of induction motor fed from current source, that is first this A indicates, figure A indicates speed torque curves, and this figure B indicates Is versus, so this rotor frequency curves. And since the motor is constrained to operate at constant flux, where we have denoted the flux as the flux as Im, its steady state behavior is identical to that of that with variable frequency and variable, that is voltage source. And we have converted here, we have converted the voltage source into current source, because this is variable frequency and current source inverter. So only we have converted the voltage source into current source in order to draw the performance characteristics of the current source inverter. And here the motor, the force, therefore the motor operates in a constant torque mode from 0 to base speed. The motor which operates from 0 to base speed, that is shown in the performance characteristics, 0 to base speed. And variable frequency current supply is provided by, so here the induction motor, the speed of the induction, as I already told that the speed of the induction motor that can be controlled by providing variable frequency and current source. So where the current source which we can obtained by converting the voltage source into current source. So variable frequency current supply is provided by current source inverter. So we have to convert that voltage source into current source by using a current source inverter. That will be discussed in the next session. So next section, that is current source inverter control, that is said to be, that is called as CSI, current source inverter control. CSI is nothing but current source inverter control. So as we already discussed about this variable frequency current source inverter, where the current source that can be obtained from the current source inverter by converting that voltage source into current source. So current source inverter control, how the current source which we can obtain. So this is other topic, current source inverter control. It is called as CSI control. Earlier we have discussed about VSI control, that is voltage source inverter control. How the current source which we can obtain. And a thyristor current source inverter as shown a figure. So where this is the circuit setup that we are going to use. See, this is the circuit setup that we are going to use, that we are going to obtain the current source. So by using variable thyristor, by using thyristors, diodes and capacitors, we can obtain the current source from the inverter. So this is the current source inverter. By using all these devices, we can construct the current source inverter, and the current source which we can obtain the output of the inverter, that is fed to the induction motor. So this is the phase current IA. There is a current which is IA, A phase, B phase and C phase, and this is the phase current which is obtained. For example, IA is the phase current which is obtained from phase A by using these thyristors. So here T1, T3, T5, T4, T6 and T2, 6 thyristors which we have used, and diodes, similarly 6 diodes which we have used, D1, D2, then D3, D4, D5, that is D1, D3, D5, D4, D6 and D2. 6 thyristors, then 6 diodes and 6 capacitors that we have used to obtain the current source from the inverter. So that phase current which is fed to the input of the induction motor, that is denoted as IA. So where VD is the supply voltage which is given, and this LD is the, where this LD which is connected in the DC link. So 6 thyristors, 6 diodes and 6 capacitors which are used to construct the current source inverter, when the output of the current source inverter is the current source, that is IA, which is given to the input of the induction motor for controlling the speed, where this phase current IA which we can draw as IA phase current. For example, here IA is the phase current, IA and IB and IC, only IA is shown here, IA. This ID is the current, DC current, ID. Current flowing through VD is ID, and IA current source fed induction motor drive. So this is the current source circuit diagram for current source fed, where the induction motor is fed by the current source inverter, where the current source, here the voltage source which is converted into current source. Here the input is what? Voltage source. That voltage source which is converted into current source, that is applied to the, or given to the input of the induction motor. That by using this current source we can control the speed of the induction motor. And here as I already told that here the thyristors, capacitors and the diodes are used to construct the current source inverter. So keep in mind, so 6 diodes are used in the circuit diagram, similarly 6 capacitors and 6 thyristors which are used to construct the circuit diagram of this current source inverter. Diodes D1, D6, D1 to D6 and capacitor C1 to C6 provide commutation of thyristors. So these diodes and capacitors which provides a commutation of thyristors T1 to T6 which are fixed with a phase difference of 60 degree. So these thyristors are fixed with a phase difference of 60 degree in sequence of their numbers. So in the circuit diagram we have used 6 diodes, 6 capacitors and 6 thyristors which are fixed with a phase difference of 60 degree in sequence of their numbers. So for better computation, so diodes and capacitors, that is the diodes and capacitor which provide the commutation of thyristors. So which are connected in the phase difference of 60 degree in sequence of their numbers. And the output current. So the output current waveforms are shown in figure B. So here it is nothing but the output current of the current source inverter. So is nothing but the phase current. Here the input is what? The voltage which is converted, as I already told that the voltage which is converted into current, that current which is given by the waveform, that is output current of the current source inverter which is shown in figure, that is fundamental phase current of the motor. Phase current is only one phase current which is shown here, IA, that is denoted as IA. And here the inverter behaves as current source. Here the inverter behaves as, because the voltage source which is converted into current source. So here the output of the inverter is a current source due to the presence of large inductance in the DC link. As I already told that the inductance which is connected in the DC link. Here the inductance which is connected in the DC link for the purpose of filtering where the inverter which is, that is inductance which is inductance which is connected. So due to the presence of large inductance in the DC link, and the value of IS which we can written as I already told that IM. So in the earlier in the previous topic, IM is the value of IM square which is equal to IS square into some value. So already earlier we have discussed that IM square, and we have denoted that as equation number 3, that IS which is equal to, here the value of IS, it is nothing but IS which is equal to root 6 divided by pi into ID. ID is the current flowing through the VD. And so the same diagrams that we have discussed in the voltage source inverter. So here also for a given speed, here our motto is to control the speed of the induction motor by controlling the current source and the frequency. And for a given speed, torque is controlled by varying. So torque is nothing but twisting moment. For a given speed, torque is controlled by varying DC link current. Torque is controlled by varying DC link current ID by changing the value of VD. The value of in the circuit, by looking the circuit diagram, the value of ID that can be controlled by varying the value of VD. So ID is nothing but the current flowing through this LD that can be controlled by varying this VD. For a given speed, torque is controlled by varying DC link current ID by changing the value of VD. Therefore, in the circuit diagram, when the supply is AC, this circuit diagram, when the supply is AC, suppose the available supply is AC, but we want a DC supply, but we want this VD. How the value of this DC supply, which we can, where the available supply is a AC supply, but we want this DC supply. How this DC supply which is obtained means by connecting this fully controlled rectifier between this AC supply and current source inverter. So when the supply is AC, a controlled rectifier is connected between fully controlled rectifier is connected between AC supply and current source inverter. When the supply is AC, a controlled rectifier is connected between the supply and current source inverter. Similarly, the second diagram. Suppose when the supply is DC, when the supply is a DC supply, and where this chopper which is connected between this DC supply, where the variable voltage, this voltage which we can obtain by connecting this chopper and current source inverter. So that is the second diagram explanation for first where the value of variable DC supply VD which can be obtained by connecting this fully controlled rectifier between this AC supply and current source inverter. And here the value of VD which can be obtained by connecting the chopper between this DC supply and current source inverter. So here I have written a control rectifier is connected between the supply and the inverter, and when the supply is DC, a chopper is connected between this DC supply and current source inverter as shown in figure. Current source inverter CSI. So this output of this current source which is fed to the induction motor in order to control the speed of the induction motor. And the maximum value of DC output voltage of fully controlled rectifier and chopper, and the maximum value of output voltage where the output voltage of this current source inverter, where the output voltage of this fully controlled rectifier that is given to the current source inverter. So here in the current source inverter, so where the input voltage is voltage source, that current source inverter which converts this voltage into current source, that is fed to the induction motor in order to control the speed of the induction motor. So there the maximum value of voltage which we have taken, so that the motor terminal voltage saturates at rated value. The major advantage of using this current source inverter is its reliability. So that is the one of the major advantage of using this current source inverter. From figure 1A, so earlier we have discussed the basic circuit diagram of this current source inverter, where the current source fed induction motor, that is current source inverter which we can constructed by using 6 diodes and 6 thyristors and 6 capacitors. That then the output of the current source inverter which is connected to the input of the induction motor drive. Then the motor current that is the motor current, that is phase current, we have denoted already, that is IA, or that rise and fall are very fast, where the phase current we have shown in the circuit diagram. This phase current that is the output of the inverter is the phase current that is fed to the induction motor. This current rise and fall, we are going to discuss about the rise and fall of that phase current IA. The rise and fall of the phase current from figure 1A. The motor current, it is nothing but the phase current rise and fall are very fast. Such a fast rise and fall current through the leakage inductance, that how that rise and fall that can be controlled here. That rise and fall constitute a voltage spikes that can be controlled by connecting a leakage inductance. So that is the necessity of connecting this leakage inductance in the DC link that we have connected in the basic circuit diagram. So from figure 1A, motor current IA rise and fall are very fast. Such a fast rise and fall of current through the leakage inductance of the motor produces large voltage spikes. This rise and fall of this IA which produces large voltage spikes. Therefore, a motor with the leakage inductance is used in order to control this large voltage spikes, where the leakage inductance that we have connected in the circuit diagram. So that is the main purpose of using this leakage inductance which is connected in the DC link. And we have used 6 capacitors in the circuit diagram. The commutation capacitors, so C1 to C6, 6 capacitors we have used, and 6 thyristors we have used. The commutation capacitors C1 to C6 reduces the voltage spikes. So this capacitor C1 to C6 reduces the voltage spikes by reducing the rate of rise and fall of current. So these 6 capacitors that we have used in the circuit diagram in order to reduce the voltage spikes. Reduce the voltage spikes by reducing the rate of rise and fall of this current. So obviously the value of current reduces means the value of voltage that also reduces, because voltage is directly proportional to current. In order to reduce the voltage spikes where the capacitors that we have used in the circuit diagram, large value of capacitors is required to sufficiently reduce the voltage spikes. So large value of so we have used an electrolytic capacitors in the circuit diagram. That large value of capacitors is required to sufficiently reduce the voltage spikes. In order to reduce the voltage spikes where the capacitors are connected in the circuit diagram, and in order to reduce the motor current IA. So where this leakage reactance that we have, leakage inductance that we have used in the circuit diagram. Further, due to large values of this inductor, so the inductor that we have used in the circuit diagram as LD, and further, due to large values of inductor LD and capacitors, the current source inverter drive is expensive. So if the value of this inductor and capacitors are very high, so the circuit it may be expensive and has more weight and volume. So this is one of the drawback of using this large value of inductor and capacitor, which is used to construct the current source inverter. So only the advantage is it is more reliable if you use the large value of this inductor and capacitor. So where the circuit becomes more expensive and more weight, and it is more bulky. So that is one of the major drawback of using this large value of capacitor and inductor in the circuit diagram. So we have discussed two topics. The first topic is these are very important. So many times in your university they have asked. The first one is variable frequency control from a current source. Variable frequency control from a current source. And the second topic is current source inverter control. In the last classes we have discussed about voltage source inverter fed induction motor drive. So that is also very important. So I will send you the notes, you go through.